The Chiefs were mathematically eliminated from winning the AFC West after their loss to Houston Sunday. KC need to win all 4 of their remaining games just to have a chance at the postseason.
Obviously, looking at the playoffs late in the season right now, it's not looking too great for us right now. You know, it's a crazy league. Anything can happen, and that's, you know, the little bit of hope that I have. But man, this is a tough reality to be in. It's a feeling. I'm gonna always show up to work and give it my all. And if there's a game to be played, I'm gonna make it the most important game of the world. We got 4 games left, and go put my heart on the line for these guys because they deserve that. Chiefs Kingdom, you guys deserve that, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling, man.
I don't know what the percentages are, but I know they're not high, and I think it'd be special if we get into the playoffs and can make a run. So why not give ourselves a chance to do that? And we have to start by winning football games.
Todd's odds. FanDuel. Our sports betting analyst, Todd Fuhrman from Las Vegas, Nevada, who said last week he wouldn't be quitting on the Chiefs until they were dead and buried. So, Todd Fuhrman, after Sunday's loss to the Texans, you ready to quit on the Chiefs?
I mean, I'm a little bit closer to quitting on them, Jay, but credit to Travis Kelce for dropping as many 4-letter words in that particular clip you just showed as he did footballs on Sunday night against the Houston Texans. So job well done from number 87. But for me, I'm not quitting this team until they're not only mathematically eliminated from winning the AFC West, but mathematically eliminated from making the AFC playoffs. And to be honest, Jay, I actually like them a decent amount this week, laying that 4.5 with our friends at FanDuel. They get a Chargers team after a physically grueling game in overtime on Monday Night Football against the Eagles. Justin Herbert dealing with one hand that's not quite 100%. I think the Chiefs find a way to stave off elimination, at least for one more Sunday.
By far the biggest story in the National Football League right now has been the return of 44-year-old father of 17, Philip Rivers, to the Indianapolis Colts to potentially save the day and get them into the postseason. So now that Philip Rivers is back, and according to our Mike Garafolo, might start this weekend, can you see the Colts getting into the postseason?
Hey, credit to Philip Rivers. I'm not one to body shame by any stretch of the imagination, Jay, but when we saw Rivers make his first comments, it looks like he's been eating for 17 since the last time we saw him on the football field a couple of years ago. And look, this is a guy that didn't have that much pop in his arm when he retired during the pandemic. I'm not sure where the Colts think he's going to be able to take them now at this point in his life. I know he's familiar with the offense. Him and Shane Steichen exchanged notes about him running the very same system for his son Gunner's high school program. But I can't be optimistic about what we're going to see from Philip Rivers if he does get tabbed as the starter or have to come in relief on Sunday. I think this is a Colts team that's banged up at the quarterback position. They're hurting on the defensive side as well. And for a team that started the year at 7-1, I really believe that their season comes to an end after Week 18.
All right, looks at this point like the MVP race will come down to either 39-year-old Matthew Stafford of the Los Angeles Rams or 24-year-old Drake May of the New England Patriots. Do you like one or the other, Todd? Or it seems like this is a race where someone could come in here in these last 4 games and potentially steal it away from either of them. Do you like that scenario?
CJ, I'm not an ageist by any stretch of the imagination because I believe in Matthew Stafford's ability to win the MVP. He's going to have a big stage not only Sunday when they take on his former team in the Detroit Lions, but following it up on a short week, a game that could decide the division against the Seattle Seahawks as well. Look, Matthew Stafford has done everything and then some that you can at this level as a starting quarterback, and this almost feels like a career achievement award if he's able to continue throwing touchdown passes at the clip that we have seen so far this season. Drake May has been a tremendous story, and there's no disrespect meant to the sophomore quarterback, but the schedule of opposing defenses that Matthew Stafford has faced is a far cry from what Drake May has been able to endure. I think Stafford is the rightful favorite. He's the guy that I would be betting on. I'm not buying this Jordan Love storyline for him coming from off the pace.
All right, speaking of Drake May and the Patriots, they beat the Bills this weekend. They win the AFC East. However, Todd, they are in fact underdogs in that football game, something that Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel was asked about on Wednesday.
People in Las Vegas have you guys as underdogs Sunday.
Who are the people, Ben?
I guess the odds makers.
There you go. That's what they are. They're called odds makers, not people. There's a lot of people in Las Vegas. Like there's only a few of them that they trust to set the line.
Todd, do you feel seen?
I feel slighted. I feel like that was a personal attack on some of my colleagues in this great profession that we call the bookmaking business, Jay.
But I mean, I feel like the reporter wasn't trying to be disrespectful, because you think of Las Vegas, you generally think of gambling, no?
I mean, there's other ways that you can pursue other recreational endeavors out here in Las Vegas outside of gambling, but different discussion for a different day. I think when you look at the dynamic in play here, credit the New England Patriots. That win on Sunday Night Football, where they went into Orchard Park and beat the Buffalo Bills outright as a 7.5-point underdog, kind of announced that they weren't going away. And let's see how they can handle some of those increased expectations. Now, when we look at this Bills team, they haven't been nearly as dynamic offensively when they leave Western New York to take it out on the road. This is a team with a little bit of championship mettle. Even if they win on Sunday, I'm not sure they can win the division. But if I was forced to bet this game, I would be much more inclined to bet the road team and think that Josh Allen can make the difference for this Buffalo Bills attack.
He's a good odds maker, but he's great people. And he lives in Las Vegas. He's Todd Fuhrman.